What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Carlisle Catch-Up. Yes, that's right, it is back. It's episode 6, and coming up in this episode, we have got a review since the last episode, which of course was about 6 months ago. Every time I went to make one of these, I just got behind, and then there was more stuff, and I thought, right, this is the perfect time. Let's get back onto it. But your timestamps are on your screen there. So since the last episode, that is at 1 minute and 10 seconds. Your 2024 review is at 2 minutes and 22 seconds. We've got 5 new signings at Brunton Park. That will be at 3 minutes and 57 seconds. My transfer window will be at 6 minutes and 31 seconds. And some key points from the fans forum will be at 8 minutes and 56 seconds. So if you're not interested in the last episode in 2024 or whatever, you can skip to whatever point in the video you want by using them timestamps down below. But it is back, the Carlisle Catch-Up, and I will try my best to keep on top of it this time, because it's been a while. It has been a while. But since last time, what's happened? Well, we have got our transfer window from the summer, as you can see there. Players in red are the ones that I don't think have worked out. Players in yellow are players that need a little bit more time maybe, and the players in green are ones that have worked out. There's our transfers as well. I'm not going to go into it, you already know all this information. But some news: Ben Williams has left the club. Taylor Berry has left the club as well, but he will remain at the club just for fitness reasons, and Kadeem Harris is in talks for a new contract. But Tyler Berry will not feature in a Carlisle shirt again. Of course, since the last episode, Paul Simpson was sacked in August. Then we appointed Mike Williamson in September, and then of course Rob Clarkson came in as sporting director in October. Again, I'm not going to go massively into this. We already know all this sort of stuff. But under Mike Williamson, Carlisle played 21 games, 4 wins, 6 draws, 11 losses. As you can see on your screen there, it's not been great. I think the fans forum did help him. I think it was he came across quite well. We'll get into that later. But as you can see, it's not been the greatest start for Williamson at Carlisle United. Looking at 2024 then, let's get it as a review. And in the top 4 leagues, we are the worst statistically ranked team in the EFL and Premier League. Not the greatest stat to begin with there, but that is unfortunately where we are. Now, looking at the rest of these stats, I just want to give a massive shout out to the Instagram account at Carlisle United USA for providing me with these stats and let me use them in the video. Massive thank you to you, of course. And if you haven't already, get on Instagram, follow him. Fantastic content. He knows his stuff about Carlisle United. But looking at the stats then, we played 44 league games across League 1 and 2. 7 wins, 7 draws and 30 losses, 28 points taken in that time. We scored 39 goals. We conceded 81 goals. Not great, is it, when you put it like that? But Carlisle's biggest win of the year was a 3-1 away win against Peterborough, a John Mellish hat-trick there. And Carlisle really put the 4 in 2024. On 4 separate occasions, conceded 4 goals. A 4-1 defeat at Bolton, a 4-0 against Cambridge, a 4-1 against Gillingham, and a 4-0 against AFC Wimbledon. And on the averages of 11, we averaged 11 shots and fouls per game, committing 427 fouls and 485 shots taken across the year. Yeah, not the best year. That's why it's only a small review there instead of our normal videos. But moving into 2025, we've got some incoming transfers, starting with this man, Will Patchin, centre midfielder on a 2.5-year deal. 26 years of age from Derry City, has represented England at under 17s, 16s and 18s, and has featured in the Irish League's Team of the Year for the last 3 years consecutively. He has made 175 appearances, scored 38 goals. We have not seen him in the Carlisle shirt yet, but I will look forward to seeing him as a sort of attacking midfielder in the squad. Young lad then from Sheffield Wednesday, Sean Fusrai. I've probably absolutely butchered that, and I do apologise. But he can play a mix of right back, right wing and centre midfielder. I've heard lots of great things about this lad. Lots of energy, lots of pace. Really looking forward to seeing him in the Carlisle shirt. I would imagine he'll probably start against MK Dons at the weekend if that goes ahead. Of course, it is very icy at the current moment in time. But 6-month loan deal for the young lads. Very excited with this one. We've got Elliot Embleton then, centre midfielder from Blackpool, Sunderland. I can't remember who we signed him from. I think it was Sunderland. But this is again a 3.5-year deal, 25 years of age, 147 appearances with 18 goals. He got Sunderland's Youth Player of the Year in 2021 and has back-to-back League One playoff victories for Blackpool and Sunderland. Very excited to see what he can bring to Carlisle United, although a bit of a risk on a 3.5-year deal. Someone we've seen in the Carlisle shirt already is this man, Callum Whelan. He, of course, played against Tranmere. Very impressive performance against Tranmere, I thought, as well. Always happy to get on the ball, always happy to be that option in the midfield. He's a centre midfielder, 2.5-year deal, 26 years of age, making 191 appearances with 14 goals. Previously played for the likes of Man United, Watford, Oldham, Solihull Moors, and of course Gateshead under Mike Williamson. But very excited to see him in the Carlisle shirt going forward as well. And the man returning to Brunton Park is this man. Not even going to try and pronounce his first name, but we've seen him before. It is Scott. He's a centre forward. 1.5-year deal, 26 years of age, 181 appearances and 84 goals in that time. 25 of them goals were under Mike Williamson at Gateshead, so hopefully he can find that goal scoring ability again in a Carlisle shirt. Get a proper chance this time in the Carlisle shirt and hopefully start picking us up some points with some crucial goals. Moving on then to my transfer window, I have got who I would move on, who I would keep, who I would loan, and who's at the end of their loan contract. Starting off with the end of the loan contract, this is more looking at summer. These contracts don't end until summer. Of course, we've got Sean who's just signed, we've got Dominic Sadie, Dan Adjuajay and Harrison Biggins. I don't think we're going to sign any of them at the end of their loan deal. I think if we were to sign any of them, it would be Harrison Biggins. I think the other three lads have a bright future at their club. Players I would loan out: Harrison Neal, Anton Dudek, Taylor Charters and Jack Ellis. All still quite young, could do with some experience elsewhere to get proper game time. But for me, I'd loan them out. Players I would move on, well, Ben Williams and Tyler Berry have already moved on, so they don't really count in this. But I'd move on Jude Smith, Jack Robertson, Ben Barkley, Josh Vella, Dylan McGeoch, Georgie Kelly, Harry Lewis and Ethan Robson. I think Jude Smith just hasn't worked out at all. I think they're very strange signing. Jack Robertson's not getting enough game time. Ben Barkley for me just isn't good enough. Neither is Josh Vella. Very unexciting players to see. Dylan McGeoch, I think, unfortunately, he is a good player, but the injuries are just playing a massive part and hampering his Carlisle career. As for that man, Georgie Kelly, injury after injury, comes back, gets injured again. I think we should just cut our losses with that one. Harry Lewis, I don't think it's worked out for him. I think Gabe Rees is really settling into that number one position. I know that does mean I've moved on both of our other goalkeepers, but it just hasn't worked out for Harry Lewis, unfortunately. And then Ethan Robson, which might be very, very harsh. But of course, Mike Williamson was the one who sold him to Carlisle. He's now injured. I believe he came back for a bit, then got injured again. So, it's not really working out for Ethan Robson in the Carlisle shirt. And then the keep section, I think they're pretty obvious. All the new signings we're going to keep. Charlie White, Jordan Jones in there, Luke Armstrong, Kadeem Harris, Callum Guy, John Mellish, Aaron Hayden, Sam Lavelle, Terrell Thomas, Cameron Harper, Archie Davies and Gabe Breeze. I think it might be hard to keep hold of the likes of maybe a Callum Guy. I think people will come in for him. Kadeem Harris has been impressing. But everybody else I think is pretty nailed on to keep. Maybe, I'm not sure. Who would you keep? Who would you move on? Let me know in the comments down below. But moving on to the final part of the video then, it is some other news. Start with that John Nixon has been announced in the New Year's honours list for his services to football. And then moving on to the thing that we're more bothered about, the fans forum that happened last night. I think it was a really good event for the club. I was listening to it this morning and I've took out some key points from it, some points that stood out to me. Unfortunately, I'll be giving you this without coughing every 5 seconds. That was really frustrating listening to it. Just every 5 seconds, someone coughing on the thing. But I thought Mike Williamson came across really well. His personality started to show a little bit more. He did admit himself he's not someone who commands a room. He's quite a shy person, which comes across, I think, in his after-match after match interviews, especially after defeats, you're going to be a bit downhearted. But I thought it was good to see a different side of Mike Williamson. He did state that the players need the fans to get behind them and to support them. So of course that's something that the fans will always try and do. We also was at the Bunter Park naming rights are open for discussion as well. Rob Clarkson has stated that we've only signed players under the age of 26 years old. Carlisle do monitor their injuries before signings, and transfers are reviewed, watched and planned before agreeing any form of deal, which is great to hear, because last January it sort of felt like, he's available, we'll sign him, sort of a smash and grab approach. This year it seems a lot more, focused, and a lot of the players speak very highly of Mike Williamson, saying that they want to play his style of football. And it was mentioned, if we did change the head coach, we would have been behind on the January plans with players not coming. Mike Williamson is the man for the job and will remain as Carlisle head coach. And Tom Paquette said that we are 110% behind the club to stay in the EFL, and Mike Williamson just needs his players to come in the door to improve and to move forward, and there are more signings on the way. Now, Mike Williamson also said that at Gateshead they were bottom of the league for a while. They got a few new faces in and they won 9 on the bounce. So let's hope he can do that with us. Bottom of the league, get some new faces in and win 9 on the bounce. I don't think it's going to be that as simple as that, but fingers crossed we can. I think I'm quite happy with the signings that have came in so far. I do think we need some more defenders. Rob Clarkson did say he's looking at another 3 to 5 players to come in, so that would be 10 players. That's a whole new squad basically. So it'll be interesting to see. Let's keep the faith though, Blues. Let's get behind the lads, of course. Up the Blues. Fingers crossed we can stay in the EFL, because God, we need to. But let's back Mike Williamson now. Let's back the players coming in. Let's back the Blues on to Saturday. Thank you so much for watching this video. I have been CU04, and I'll see you in the next one.